ago, there was a witch named Medusa Gorgon, who prided herself in dark magic and sorcery most foul. A heart of ice, not just to her loved ones, but to the world she eventually dominated. But when rifts appeared across the land, Medusa found herself launched into one, and there she should come face to face with two more equally confused wizards, Charmcaster and Clarion the Witch Boy. Their battle was full of destruction and mayhem, causing poor, innocent bookworm-filled worlds to crumble. So when they came to my world, I had to do something about it. And now it's time to play The Magical Piper. Oh, look, what clever children! So far from home, will they learn? How I hate those goodies! How they make my stomach turn! I've got a little secret that'll really make 'em cry. It's a nasty kind of magic from a special kind of guy. These books were made to order, but they are not to be read. When they open up this book, they're sucked inside instead to the most unpleasant place they've ever seen. The magic labyrinth of I am mean. Very scary and confusing destination of my choosing. Magic labyrinth of I am mean. After the boss casted his spell and trapped Medusa and her friends in the labyrinth, they were soon about to take part in a trial for their freedom. Many powerful witches and wizards from across the multiverse are tasked with trials that will put their skills to the ultimate test, each one more dangerous than the last. That could even put one's life at risk. Oh no. The first to reach the end of the labyrinth has the key to freedom right in before their eyes at the end, the Book of Ashanti. But I don't think that someone like Medusa could do all this alone. Putting their differences aside, Medusa, Clarion, Charmcaster, and Teagle, along with their new friends, ventured to obtain the Book of Ashanti and earn their freedom. Their names were Saruman, Agatha Harkness, Severus Snape, and Kurame Kokuboshi. Although she isn't quite a witch, Kurame was imprisoned in the book as a test prisoner. Each of this team has their own goals, but to save their own skins, they reluctantly work together to find their way home. With crazy weather, body-altering auras, gigantic monsters, reality-bending rooms, and brain-rotting puzzles, Medusa and her coven made their way through, and each and every trial easy, but with Snape's caution around each one, and he and Kurame's guesses always somehow being right, suspicion was definitely in the air. Although each member of this coven doesn't have trust in one another, the one out of all of them who raised the most suspicion was Agatha. It turns out Agatha has been stealing the magic and life force of all those who stood in her way. In her universe, the heroes and villains there all fell before Agatha's might. Upon using the power that she stole from Mephisto, she plans on using the Book of Ashanti to increase her overall power and to absorb the world's celestials. Oh, she's even scarier than the boss. Our heroes try to fight back, but Agatha absorbs each of their magic. Before the final blow was struck, Kurame held back Agatha's wrath with all her might, allowing Medusa and the others to escape. Backed into a corner and stripped of all their magic, the coven began ranting and finger-pointing on what went wrong. But Snape breaks up the argument, saying that what Kurame did was to give them time and a chance to find the book before Agatha, and with the trials ahead, it should be a safe route so long as they are careful. The fact that Snape has an idea on how each trial works raises even more questions. But when seeing the sight of the book before their eyes, Medusa implies that if they use the book, they can return home and destroy Agatha. They may lack magic, but their minds can be more than enough to make up for their loss of magic. Or they could stay there and die, which I'm sure they wouldn't want one little bit. The five magic users traverse through the obstacles before them. Teagle almost fell into oblivion, but Medusa saves him and returns him to Clarion. In one obstacle, Charmcaster didn't know what to do or how it works, but with Saruman's help, she was able to find and open a path with a calm mind. One last obstacle remained, a door, one that could only be opened with parcel tongue. To everyone's surprise, the Severus Snape that stood before them was a parcel mouth. That was lucky, and the door to the Book of Ashanti had opened. But just when they were so close to their freedom, ye gods, Agatha destroyed the book and set her sights on destroying the Coven. With Kurume's energy and Medusa and their friends powerless, Agatha was just too strong. But out from the blue, Medusa surrenders and offers her life to Agatha. She was more powerful than any of the Coven members, a perfect life force to feed on. Agatha began to absorb her without hesitation. But it appears Medusa wanted this the whole time. While it was bizarre to Medusa that Snape knew all the tricks and traps, Agatha was on her radar the whole time. The power to steal magic, a power that Medusa couldn't let go unpunished, was quite intriguing. Agatha may have spent years learning to take power, but Medusa learned to perfect it. Medusa takes all the power Agatha stole, passes it to her comrades, and restoring their powers to fight Agatha in all her might. With their powers combined, Agatha Harkness was reduced to dust at the hands of the fully armed and newly crowned Cobra Coven. With some leftover energy that she stole from Agatha, Medusa used a portal spell from Agatha's collection to get them out of the labyrinth and right into the lair of the boss, Ignatius Mortimer. But well, to be honest, it was right to me. Funny how the reality stone works. I believe that the gnome's name was called, Norris. With a G. Norris with a G. But he was the perfect disguise for me.
King Loki, crowned king of Asgard, prince of Jotunheim, god of mischief and defender of the realms. Medusa Gorgon, Clarion and Teagle, my dear Hope, Saruman, and you have my thanks too, especially Severus. I need your help to save the realms.
That meddlesome Loki! How dare he come into my labyrinth and destroy it all for the sake of recruiting his precious Cobra Coven? Why, if that bookworm were here right now, right before my eyes, I would turn him into a warthog! Is what I would say, if not for the fact I'm in a little bit more of a generous mood, not just for taking care of the Agatha problem, but Ophelia and I have a little bit of a date coming up, so I guess I could let you off with a little bit of a warning next time. I don't know where Loki's gone, but I'm sure it's all for very, personal reasons, I'm sure. Just be sure not to hit your butt out on the way out the door, bookworm! But don't get used to me being gone forever. I always come back. I mean, never quit. Yo!